He may not be in the September tournament, but we can still enjoy his company in some way. The sumo off-season is a good chance to look at wrestler biographies, and here are 7 things that this one on Hakuho has either taught me or reminded me of. Number 1. Although he takes a lot of time off now, he didn't miss a single bout in his first 8 years at Yokozuna. 692 straight appearances between July 2007 and September 2015. Under the 6-tournament system, only Kitanomi has even come close to that, with most Yokozuna not surviving for 8 years full stop. 2 of them who did actually gave him conflicting advice when he considered withdrawal after breaking his finger in May 2012. "You'll get more respect if you stay in," Kitanomi vouched. "Sometimes you just have to withdraw," countered the great Taiho. As Kitanomi was then sumo chairman, Hakuho deferentially fought on and beat 5 Ozeki in 5 days to reach double figures. Number 2. Even after 20 years, he still has opening night nerves. The 36 tournaments he took to reach Yokozuna saw Hakuho lose 14 first bouts from 36, including 5 from 6 in 2005, and 2 in his first 3 tournaments at both Ozeki and Yokozuna. He said it runs in the family as he remembers his father dropping early bouts to far weaker foes in Mongolian sumo, and took up Zen meditation in February 2006 to address this problem. Although his first bout record post-2007 has been outstanding, the nerves have never gone away. Day 1 in Nagoya, surely his worst of the 15. Number 3. He once lost 6 in a row to the same foe, Wakano Sato, older stablemate of Kise Sato. At first he was just too skillful, Hakuho recalls. His inside left would win the battles with my inside right, and he could also parry me in an instant. But even the great Futabayama was 0-6 against Tamanishiki before he turned things around. Like him, I learned from those 6 defeats. And after the final one, I never lost to Wakano Sato again, right? Indeed, he triumphed in their final 11 contests, including the one which took him to his symbolic 50th straight win in 2010, which only enhanced his belief in destiny. Number 4. Kise Sato watched his older colleague, took his advice, and copied his thrust over, felling Ozeki Hakuho 3 times straight with that very move. Twice, I should add, on day 1. Those losses in 2006-07 confirmed to Hakuho that his obsession with a frontal left was resulting in movements too easy to read, and that he had to expand his tachi-ai repertoire, not least with some thrusting. Henceforth described by his coach as a fighter reborn, the man himself felt he had merely learned to know his preferred shape, but not be bound by it. He would win 18 of his next 19 against this opponent. Number 5. The second time he would build himself completely anew was in 2012, when missing out on 3 titles straight for the first time as a Yokozuna. 2 of those were dropped to Haruma Fuji, who himself made the top rank as a result, and reminded Hakuho of a once-held inferiority complex. Haruma may have joined sumo a mere tournament earlier, but his initial progress far outshone Hakuho's to the point where the latter was in awe. I remember him speeding through Division 6 and 5 and coming to sumo school in those leather sandals that Division 4 guys can wear, Hakuho says. Only at the end of 2003, when I could finally overtake his rank, did I feel confident enough to outdo him. Having learned of Haruma's conversion to weights in 2010, Hakuho vowed to weight train himself and recruited fitness coach Tomonari Oba to aid him. Despite being warned not to lift more than his body weight, he can now press 200 kilos repeatedly. Number 6. He fell out of love with sumo in mid-2006 after being turned down for Yokozuna despite winning 53 out of 60 bouts. When learning of that, he drowned his sorrows in a bar, then sulked in bed for 15 hours. Sumo's official reason for his non-promotion was that he dropped off the title pace too early and allowed Asashoryu to collect the cup with a day to spare. An unofficial reason is that ringside judges felt Asashoryu went down too easily in a match which Hakuho's coach, not the current one, later described to his lover on tape as fixed. Sumo chiefs successfully asserted in court that it wasn't. Whatever the case, Hakuho, having seemingly kissed the Nagoya Dohyo on which he believed he definitely earned promotion, was distraught, losing 7 times in September and, in his words, starting to hate fighting sumo bouts. I just couldn't get my favoured grip at all. Only when sidelined with a broken toe in November and forced to watch bouts on TV in his hospital bed did he realise how much he missed the Dohyo. And the rest, as they say, is history. Finally, number 7. You may have noticed his right ear looks markedly worse than his left. I can explain, says he. It's because I've spent years, decades even, moving my head leftwards at the tachiai in search of a left belt grip, meaning my right ear always gets grazed by my opponent's head.